Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Super excited to get on YouTube here and talk about list building strategies and how you can use your email marketing to take your business to the next level. My name is Shane Sams from the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast and flippedlifestyle.com. My wife, Jocelyn, and I host the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. We are former school teachers who figured out how to make our entire living online, quit our full-time jobs, and now we teach other people how to do the same. And that's what we're doing today, is teaching you some list building strategies. Got a great question from our Flip Your Life community membership. That is our coaching program where real people are building their own online businesses. And every day I try to jump on YouTube and answer one of the questions from our Flip Your Life community forums. And we had a great question today from Sarah. Sarah writes, I have an e-commerce store, still building the product to add. I have an e-commerce website that includes a blog. I want to start an email list for people to get updated blog post sales, etc. I have heard of and done some research on email list builder plugins for WordPress. I am wondering, what are the best email marketing services? Constant Contact, MailChimp, Aweber. It's very confusing. Also, what are some good list building strategies for my business? Thank you, S&J. So in today's video, what I want to do is I want to cover some quick tips about list building in general. Okay, how to build your email list. I want to talk about the best services that we have found for beginners who are just starting out in email marketing and online business. There's a lot of competition out there. And, Jocelyn and I have literally coached thousands of people through our Flip Your Life community. So we've seen people try every service imaginable. Okay. And, we've kind of got it narrowed down to 2 or 3 that we think are best for people just starting out. And also some list building strategies. I want to talk about the 3 things you can do from the beginning of your online business to make sure that you grow the most powerful asset you can ever create. And that is your email list, your customer list, your buyers list. Okay. So I see a lot of people logging in right now. Before we get started, let me know who you are, where you're from in the chat. If you have any comments as I'm going over the information today, then put those in there as we go. There's a little bit of a delay between the video and the audio and what you're seeing in the chat. And if you got questions, I'll scroll through and follow up as we go. I'll take a few questions at the end as well. And don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you can come in here every day and get a quick tip to take your business to the next level. All right, so let me tell you first how Jocelyn and I got started in email marketing. Back in 2012, when we discovered online business, we were lucky enough to follow and find some good people who had some sound strategies. And one of the strategies that we learned first was build your list. Above everything else, anything you do in your business, it's not about your Facebook page. It's not about your Twitter following. It's not about, even your blog and your YouTube channel and your videos. It's all about the list. The money is in the list. If you've got a list of customers, then you can turn the faucet on and off to create that online income, right? So we started out creating content with one mission, and that was to build our email list. Now, we had to work really, really hard for the first 6 months to build a list, a small list of about 200 to 300 people that we could market to. We went out everywhere we could online to find people to join our email list. We gave them free stuff, anything we could give away, even if it was good enough to sell. In the beginning, we did that because we had to have that list of people that we could email every day, that we could email every week, that when we did something new, we could tell them about it. Some of you who are watching this video right now, you may have just got an email from us telling you, hey, we're going live. We're going to talk about email marketing. That's because you're on our list, and we want everybody to be on our list so that we can communicate with our buyers. So, when we didn't have a list, nothing was going on our website. Every time we started a blog, I had a blog where I was talking about like dad blogging, crazy stuff my kids were doing. It was funny. People liked it on Facebook. People liked it on Twitter, but nobody ever did anything. I had this other business where I started a website and I was trying to give away worksheets and get people to click on ads. Nothing. No money. But finally, after months and months of hard work, Joss and I built an email list. The very first product that we created and sold to that small list of a couple hundred people made $2,000 just from a couple hundred people on an email list, right? The next product that we did sold $7,000 on a list less than 1,000 people. Okay, so you can see now the power of building your email list first and then selling them your products later. We went another year and built our email list into a couple thousand people. It was getting pretty substantial. We had worked really, really hard, created a lot of content, done a lot of things. We were consistent, we were prolific, and we started getting a bigger list. And we did $36,000 in a single month off of a few emails. Didn't do anything else but email this list that we had created over the last year. And we made $36,000 in a month. That was more than we made in our teaching jobs, guys. In 1 month, in a whole year of working as a teacher, we were making like $40,000. We made 30 something thousand dollars in a single month based on emails and email marketing. Okay. That's when we quit our job, when we had built our list and we were making that money, and we knew that we could keep creating new products and selling it to new people that were joining our list, or even the same people that were already on our list. That's when we knew we were secure. That's when we knew we were safe. That's when we knew we could quit our jobs and go full time online. And we were selling lesson plans. We were selling football playbooks. We were selling ideas, things we created in PDFs. They would buy it and we would email it to them. And you can do the same thing if you build a good, high quality email list. Okay. The email list is your number one asset in your business, not your Facebook page, not Facebook ads, not YouTube ads, not YouTube pages, not Twitter followings, not Pinterest. The email list is the most important thing. What if your Facebook page gets shut down? No big deal. I've got my email list. I'll tell them to go follow me. Something else. What if your website crashes? Well, you go into your email list provider and you email your list and say, hey, we're working on it. We'll be back up soon, right? What if there's a new social media network or a new platform that all of a sudden appears and you want people to follow you there, right? Then you're going to tell them that you're there on your email list. So let's talk a little bit about Sarah's question here. We're going to talk about how to build an email, or how to build an email list first. What the best tools are, and then we're going to talk about some list building strategies. Okay. So number one, when you're picking your email marketing service, okay, and what an email marketing service is, it's software that you pay for each month that lets you put a little box on your website or somewhere on the internet, and people can give you an email address in exchange for a freebie. Okay. Maybe it's a download, maybe it's a video, whatever it is, but they give you contact information to get that free. It's just like you get to use Facebook for free. You get to watch YouTube for free, but most of the time you've got to sign up for the service. You got to give them contact information. So just like you gave Facebook your email, just like you gave Twitter your email, or maybe Gmail, you set up a Gmail account, which lets you come into YouTube and comment and like things and things like that. Okay. Just like you did that, they're going to give you their email, so you'll give them something for free, and now you can market to them. We want to keep it simple at first. There's a lot of complicated tools. The tools Jocelyn and I use now for email marketing are so complicated that we actually have to hire other people to do them for us, okay? So I would not recommend those tools. In the beginning, you want to keep it as simple as possible so you can do it yourself. So that's the first thing I want to tell you about picking an email marketing service and your list building strategies is keep it simple. Okay. Number two, as I get ready to recommend a couple tools for you, I want to get this out there. There are no perfect tools. All of them have their quirks. All of them have funny things about them that, kind of like quirky things that kind of get on your nerves and make you mad. And you're going to have to probably experiment and go through 2 or 3 tools before you find the perfect one. The great thing about email marketing and list building strategies is that you can take and download your list and upload it into a new tool and start from scratch. So don't think you're marrying a tool. You're not putting a ring on this tool right now when you pick it. You can always change. And if you don't like the one you're using now, maybe you've already gotten started with one, switch, go to something else, find something that you like better. A lot of them offer free trials that you can check out. Okay. So there's no perfect tool. And, if you're just getting started, I recommend picking a tool. Just start somewhere. It doesn't really matter which one you pick in the beginning, as long as you've got some way that people can give you an email. It automatically sends them the freebie, and now you've got contact information. You've got an email list that you can email out your marketing materials to when you sell your product. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what we think are the two best tools for beginners. If you are a true beginner, like you've just started out, you just launched your blog, or you're getting ready to launch your blog, or you're getting ready to launch a YouTube channel, or you're getting ready to do something else, we highly recommend using Aweber. Not because we have some partnership with Aweber or anything like that, but because it's simple and because it's what we started with. You know, Jocelyn and I made hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not, saying that lightly. We made hundreds of thousands of dollars just on email with a nice linear email sequence. People put their email address in, they got a freebie, they got 7 automatic emails that we sent out, and we made hundreds of thousands of dollars. We actually made in 1 month, just using Aweber, just sending out broadcast emails, over $140,000 in a single month with just Aweber. So anybody that tells you you need a complicated, email marketing system to make a lot of money online, they're either selling another tool or they don't know what they're talking about, because that's really what happened. So Aweber is a great place to start, easy to sign up. Pretty sure they've got a 30-day free trial for you to learn the software with no risk to you. Just go to aweber.com and check that out. I'm not going to drop any kind of affiliate links or anything in here like that. I'm just giving you my full-blown recommendation of what we started with. Okay. But Aweber is really simple, really linear. They've added a lot of new tools and things like that for segmenting your list. So if you're a true beginner and you just really are getting into sticking your toes into the online marketing world, then Aweber is a great place to start. And you can always download your list and try it later, something else later if you don't want to. If you're a little more tech savvy and you've been listening to a lot of podcasts, you've been listening to the Flipped Lifestyle podcast every week, and you've learned, you've got all this information about list building and sales pages, and, you putting, segmenting your list, and you're a little bit more advanced in your knowledge, but you've just not taken action. Or maybe you've used something like Aweber or MailChimp for a while and you want to upgrade a little bit to something a little more advanced, a little more intermediate. We've seen a lot of our customers in the Flip Your Life community. A lot of the members in our community have massive success with Active Campaign. It is a little bit more complicated than Aweber. Would not recommend it for a true beginner. But Active Campaign has a lot of different tools and things like that you can use to segment your list, to trigger sequences and send out automatic emails for different actions that your people take. Like, if someone clicks a link in your email, then they could get 3 more emails because they clicked that link, right? So Active Campaign is a little more advanced thing. Again, not putting an affiliate link anywhere, have no partnership or anything with Active Campaign, but I've seen dozens and dozens of people inside the Flip Your Life community have a lot of success with Active Campaign. And it can do all the things that Aweber can do and a little more to make things a little more complex, but maybe a little more efficient in your business. Okay. Finally, the last tool that I want to recommend is actually more for selling your digital products, but it has a lot of the email marketing stuff built into it, and that is Kajabi. Kajabi is a great platform for hosting your content if you want to sell a product. Again, not pitching Kajabi. I have no partnership with Kajabi. It's just a really clean, nice tool, and I find myself recommending it more to people who are just starting out online, or who maybe they've been online for a while and they're ready to start selling a product. Okay. Kajabi's been a really good tool that we've seen some people have some success with recently. Really simple. You can upload your product and sell it. You can upload a opt-in and get it to your people, and it's got a lot of email marketing built into it as well. So those are 3 great tools. True beginner, try Aweber. If you want to get a little more advanced, Active Campaign and Kajabi are really good tools. Now, those are the tools that we recommend. So Sarah, pick the one that you think is best for you. Probably want to start with Aweber. Feels like you're just starting out. I really want you, when you get into your list building strategies, start with something that's not going to hold you back. And the simpler the tool, the easier it is for you to get started. So maybe you need to start with that linear, easy Aweber, learn the ropes, and then go on. Next thing I want to talk about is list building strategies. These are things that you need to do to actually build your list. It's one thing to buy the tool, but the tool's not magic. There's no magic pill. There's no easy button in online marketing, especially when it comes to building your email list. So you've got to put some strategy behind the tool to make it work. So I'm going to tell you the 3 things that we did to build that first list of a couple hundred people. That first list led to that couple $1,000 and started the foundation of what led to 6 figures, 7 figures, big time online business. So you got to have a strong foundation, and this is how we did it in the beginning. 1, you got to do what doesn't scale in the beginning. You're going to hear a lot of gurus and experts tell you about scaling your business and exiting your business and all that. But if your business doesn't happen in the beginning, none of that becomes a possibility, right? So the first thing we're going to do once we get our tool in place, and we've got a blog or we've got a website that we can actually accept emails and send people to and give them a freebie. Once that's done, you got to have your idea, you got to have your opt-in bonus, and you got to have your email marketing tool picked first before you do anything else, before you blog, before you create podcasts and videos and all that stuff, because you got to have somewhere to send people to. You're not just going to create content for fun. You're going to try to get a lead, and then you can create a product for it on the back end. So we're going to do, number 1, do what doesn't scale first. You got to go knock on doors. If you were trying to sell something in real life and you knew nobody and you didn't have anybody to talk to, you would go and just knock on every door you could until you found someone to buy stuff. That's sales. That's just what it is. You would cold call, right? Well, you've got to do the equivalent of that in the beginning online. I built my first email list up to like 9,000 people, okay, of football coaches. The first email list I ever built, I did by getting on Twitter, typing in football and coach, and then I literally scrolled every night from about 9 p.m. until about 1 in the morning, every night, just sitting in bed, looking for any pictures where someone looked like a football coach. Did they have a headset on? Were they standing by a kid in a helmet? Were they on a football field? Were they wearing gear? Like, did they have a polo on that had a high school's logo on it, right? Like, I sat there and for hours did that. I went to forums where coaches were already talking and joined the conversation and made myself known in those communities. And I would reach out individually to every one of those people on Twitter, every person in those forums. I'd click on their name. I'd send them a message. I'd click on their Twitter and I'd say, hey, and I'd connect and I'd like and follow. And, I would drop every one of them an individual link to my opt-in page so that they could go give me their email for whatever I was giving away. And at the time I was giving away a playbook. Okay. So you got to do what doesn't scale online. You got to go beat the bushes. You got to be sitting every minute of every bit of your free time isn't playing Candy Crush, and it's not, watching Netflix. It's forget all entertainment. I got to build. I'm going to entertain myself by building a following on my email list. Okay. So in the beginning, especially, you got to do what doesn't scale. You don't have a lot of money for ads. You don't have a lot of content out there to promote yet. So go into these communities, find out where your people are already hanging out and participating, and get out there and tell them you exist. Okay. All right. Number 2, you need to be consistent and prolific with your content creation. I don't care if you blog. I don't care if you podcast. I don't care if you make YouTube videos. I don't care what kind of content you create. That's irrelevant, but you've got to do it consistently and then prolifically. I'd rather you do one thing a week every week for 52 weeks than I would you start and stop and not be able to do things. Right now, prolifically means do it more than once a week. Can you do it twice a week, 3 times a week? The more content you create, the faster you will succeed. And the better that content relates to your free offer, the more opt-ins and emails you're going to get on your email list. So set up a schedule, be consistent with it. Do a YouTube video every day. Just turn it on for 15 minutes and talk to people. Who cares if anybody's listening at first? Let your keywords, let the title draw in people that might be interested in what you're talking about. Go talk in a Facebook group every single day. Write a Facebook post every day. Write a blog post every day. Be really consistent and be prolific when you can. And that content is going to get found in search engines. It's going to get shared on social, and eventually people are going to click through and opt in. All right. And the last thing I would highly recommend everybody learning how to do is a webinar. A webinar is probably the easiest way to build your list because it kind of ticks a lot of boxes. You do a webinar is an online training that you do live. This would be considered a webinar kind of right here. I'm doing a webinar on list building strategies for you right now. Totally for free here on the Flip Lifestyle YouTube channel. But this is a webinar, right? This is a webinar. I could set up this webinar as an event, and then I could advertise it. I could share it on social. I could start an ad on Facebook, maybe boost a post to people I think that might be interested in this. Okay. And what I do is I just send an ad there, and to register for the webinar, you've got to give me your email. So it's a great ad It's a great way to get opt-ins to your list because they're registering, right? And then it's a great way to sell things because you can sell something at the end of your webinar. So learning how to do webinars effectively, learning how to promote webinars effectively is a great way to grow your list, because you can make one webinar and do it every week for 52 weeks and just keep an ad running or keep promoting it every week to get more and more email subscribers to watch that same webinar. You know, it's a lot easier to find a new audience than it is to write a new speech. So write one speech and every week just keep finding new people to watch it, right? And keep getting them on your email list, and then you can market other things to them behind. So top 3 list building strategies, especially early on in your journey. Do what doesn't scale. Knock on doors. And the virtual equivalent of that is connect with people online. Be consistent and prolific with your content creation, at least once a week. Twice a week's better, I'll be honest with you, whatever you're doing. And then learn how to do webinars. Learn how to promote webinars. That's the best, easiest way to grow your list in the beginning, is just advertise a webinar, do the webinar. Advertise a webinar, do the same webinar, and do it over and over and over again. Okay, so those are my best tips for list building strategies, getting your email list, picking your best email marketing service, especially if you're in the beginning. I think that'll help a lot of you make a great decision. You know, if you've been wrestling with your decision on what email service to get involved with, do it today. Just make a decision. It doesn't matter. You can always change it later. If you've been a little inconsistent with your content creation, commit to doing one a week or twice a week, whatever you're creating right now, and start learning more about webinars so that you can get more people on your list, and then learn how to create autoresponders so people are getting marketed to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay. All right, looks like I got some comments and questions. If you have not left a comment or a question for me, go ahead and do that now. I think I'm going to check out, see a bunch of people here watching live, so I want to make sure and connect with you. Tell me who you are, where you're from, and if you have any questions specifically about email marketing services or list building strategies. I'm going to take 2 or 3 of those right now. So I see in the chat right now, I see a user, Your Own Pay. That's the name. And the question that Your Own Pay, the follow-up for these list building strategies, says, is 23% open rate to a list that hasn't heard from you in a couple of months of 300 subscribers decent? All right, so Your Own Pay has been building an email list, it looks like. Got a pretty good little list here of 300 subscribers, right? Okay, and hasn't emailed them in a couple months. So apparently Your Own Pay has sent out an email and got a 23% open rate. I would say that's pretty good for a cold list. Also, don't get too tied up into open rates, guys. I'll be honest, I don't look at my open rates very much. I don't trust all the tracking in the email marketing software, and a lot of services like Gmail actually mask for their users if they've got their privacy settings set a certain way if they open your email. So it's really not even a perfectly true, measure of if people are actually opening your list. I look more at traffic to the pages I've got links to, like how many people clicked through, like what does my Google Analytics and my software actually say is coming to the page. That's the result I want anyway, right? We don't just email people to email people. We email them to inspire them, to equip them, to motivate them, but we email them to click our links, to come to our stuff, to buy our products so they can change their life and solve their problems, right? So I get a lot more into my site traffic and where I'm sending people in my email list. But yeah, that's a pretty good open rate. And, I don't know what you're emailing them, but I would encourage you, you need to be selling something to those 300 subscribers, those 300 email list members. That's about what we had when we sold our first product. And, we sent an email to that list every month for month after month for 12 months. And we're making, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month as the list grew, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 until we made enough to quit our job. Like, that's a great amount of people. If you could just get 50 of those 300 people to pay you, $50 a month, right? Well, then all of a sudden you're talking some serious money that you're making online, and you're building a strong foundation. So yeah, good job. Way to email your list and get back in the game. Now be consistent. Email them every week, email them every day. I send an email out to some segment of our list every single day of the week. A lot of times it's real time, sometimes it's automated. So be emailing that list. Want to say Your Own Pay, Michael from Oregon. Hey man, thanks for listening in. It's early over in Oregon right now because it's in the AM over here in Kentucky. So thanks for tuning in to the YouTube live today. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. Make sure you leave a comment on this video if you've not done so yet. Okay. Who do you use for click tracking? Google Analytics. And I also have a plugin in my WordPress. It's called Redirection, I think. And I set up a lot of redirects. Like if I need a specific thing, like, we have a free trial that we have for our Flip Your Life community. It's at lifestyle.com/free, FRE. You can get 30 days inside of our community for free. I've got a redirect set up for that, but sometimes I'll use a different link for it. Like I might say fliplifestyle.com/Pinterest. Maybe I'm promoting something and we've got something pinned and we want to put a link in there. And we want to know it came from Pinterest. So it might say free Pinterest or something like that. I don't know. I could set up a redirection and that gives me tracking too. So I trust my numbers, but I don't trust all of them because even those numbers aren't always perfect. So it's just giving you a ballpark, just letting you know things are getting better and going in there. Okay. Let me open up my chat here. Got a lot more people in the room. Opening up my chat so I can actually see what's going on. Susie is in Granite Falls, Washington. Man, we got a lot of people on the Y'all just getting up. That's what it is. It's before we work, isn't it? Tuning in to the YouTube thing. All right. So one of the next follow-up questions that I usually get after talking about building the list, getting an opt-in, getting it set up is, what do I send to my email list? Like, what do I write to them? Well, there's like 3 things you need to do with your email list. Okay. Number 1, you need to be sending real-time broadcasts. It's really important to be relevant. Don't just set it and forget it. Don't let everything just go. You need to be sending out broadcasts with good copywriting. Like I said earlier, I email my list every single day. Not everybody on the list. Sometimes it's one segment, maybe another, maybe it's everybody, but I'm sending a list and I'm going to say things in real time that matter. Like, I'm doing a YouTube live right now. Come join me. Or we've got a webinar this Sunday. Come join us. Like, be relevant and be timely. Be broadcasting to your list. The next thing you need to do is have an initial auto responder sequence. This is a series of 7 to 10 emails that you send to everyone who signs up on your list within a week of them signing up for your list. It's designed to get them acclimated to your brand. It's designed to get them into your product, indoctrinate them on what you're all about. Jocelyn and I, we're just a couple kids that grew up in Kentucky. We're family people. We love our kids. We love spending time together. That's where our most important priorities lie, right? We want you to know that. So we're going to tell you about that. We're a family-focused brand, family-first brand. It's not about 80 hours and hustle and grind at the Flipped Lifestyle. It's about living first and working second, because we want to be, we're alive. We want to enjoy life. So that's what we're all about. We want to tell you about that. So you need to tell people about you in your initial autoresponder sequence, and you want to sell something to people in that initial autoresponder sequence. And the third thing that you need is a long-term nurture sequence that's designed to go out maybe every week or every 2 weeks over the next year. So as long as they stay on, you're automatically sending them a cool piece of content, one of your old YouTube videos, one of your old podcasts, one of your old blog posts that you can keep people fresh, keep people engaged with your brand. So those are the 3 things that you need to be doing with this email list after you employ these list building strategies, so that you can get it going. And what we want to do next for you is, if you need any help building your email list, if you need any help advertising or learning how to do those webinars, or if you need any, tips on building your autoresponder, tips on broadcasting every day, tips on creating that long-term nurture sequence, or if you just have a question and you want to ask me, just like Sarah asked me this question today, open the Flip Your Life community forum, saw the question, jumped on here to give her an answer to this question. If you've got any questions about email marketing in particular, or building your email list, if you need help, all you've got to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/free. We want to give you a 30-day free trial inside the Flip Your Life community to help you get started, to help you take your next step. We've got trainings on email marketing. We've got trainings on building your list. We've got trainings on your initial 7 emails for your autoresponder sequence. Jocelyn's got an amazing training on long-term nurture sequence, and you can get full access, unlimited access, nothing held back for 30 days for free right now. fliplifestyle.com/free. You can go into the Flip Your Life Blueprint. That's our community training area, and you can watch all of these trainings, and you get to attend our next 2 Flip Your Life members only Q&A calls where we answer dozens and dozens of community members calls in real time live. Our next one is in a few days. It's next week. You get to come to that for free. You get to come to the next two, get access to all of our trainings to help you get started and take your next steps with email marketing. I want to give that to you today for showing up, for being here, for trying to do something to give your family a better future and take those next steps in your online business. That's fliplifestyle.com/free. All of our email marketing training, you can take it this month. Listen, if you don't like it, you can cancel anytime. You'll never be charged. But we want you to get in there. We want you to see how awesome the community is, see how awesome the trainings are, and we want to help you take your next steps just like we did. Online business changed our life. Email marketing changed our life. It continues to change our life every single day, and we want to make sure you're successful too. Okay? All right, I got a couple other questions here. Let's see. Shakira says, I am new to the Flipped Lifestyle community and doing the 30-day trial. Welcome, Shakira. It is great to have you in the community. If you just joined recently, you should be getting a video from Jocelyn very soon to welcome you to the community. So be on the lookout for that in your email inbox. And she says, this video was very helpful. Awesome. Listen, this is just a first step to your next step. Make sure you go in and click on the FYL blueprint inside of the community and watch the email marketing course. It's going to help you set up all your autoresponders, set up your opt-ins, and it's going to help you make sure your long-term nurture sequence is set up and ready to go. So you can do that. We got some new trainings coming very soon too on how to broadcast daily, how to be more prolific with your email marketing. So glad you're here. Let's see. Perfectly Naughty. That's Naughty, Knotty. All right. It's Perfectly Naughty says, I have been diving more into tagging and segmenting my list of 740 subscribers. How finite do you suggest getting? Yeah, you don't want to like go too deep in the segmenting. You know, the two biggest segments that you need to know are buyers and non-buyers. And then the next thing we look at is length on the list, because the older the email is, the less likely it is to convert into anything, right? You know, sometimes I'll click on, like, for example, I tag today's link in my email to click YouTube. Like, I want to know who's coming to YouTube that's on my list, right? Because that's where they want to connect with me, is on YouTube. So I actually tagged it for that. So we'll tag a lot of things. More information is always better than less. But we don't get too deep into it. You know, I'm looking, like, sometimes we'll do waiting lists. We just did a live event in Nashville for over 100 Flip Your Life community members. It was an amazing experience for everybody involved. And we did a waiting list for that. So we said to the whole list, who wants to come to Flip Your Life Live? So we had, you know, a few hundred people out of our list tag themselves. I want to go. Click the link to get on the waiting list. And then we marketed to just that segment. So it's a great thing to do for specific things like that for marketing. But don't go crazy. You don't want to go nuts, you know, because you can get really complicated. In general, the best thing to do if you're just getting started, email everyone that's not a subscriber or not a buyer, and then email your buyers separately to sell them other things. Okay. I'm gonna say, looks like Carissa Sheehan 72. I think it was a C Sheehan 72. Hi, from Carissa in Arkansas. Thanks for the info. Glad. Hope it could help you build and grow your email list. And awesome questions today, guys. I'm gonna have to wrap this one up. It's the weather is cooling and the rain is getting harder here in Kentucky today. So I'm gonna have to probably move my stuff inside to work on my email list. I'm gonna send another email out to my subscribers as soon as I get off this YouTube live. Because we believe in the power of email marketing. If we can help you any more with your email marketing, like I said, we have a ton of courses that you can access for free right now at flippedlifestyle.com/free, FLIPPED lifestyle.com/FREE. Check it out. It's a free trial, 30 days free inside the community. You get access to the forums where you can ask questions. We have hundreds and hundreds of family-focused entrepreneurs from around the world in our communities, helping each other at all times, answering questions for each other, encouraging each other. And that is where I get the questions for my YouTube series here, where I answer questions as well. You get to come to our next 2 member calls for free, absolutely free, and check them out, where we answer dozens of questions. We usually get through 20 or so questions every time we do a member call. Great place for you to go and connect with me and Jocelyn and all the members of the Flip Your Life community. And again, all the trainings, all access. This is not a limited trial where you go in and only 2 of the courses are open. All of the courses, all of the forums, everything. You are a full-fledged member for 30 days for free. If you don't like it, you can cancel anytime and you won't be charged. But if you like it, you can stick around and we can help you grow our online business, and we can help you flip your life just like we flipped our life a few years ago. Okay, that's all I got today. Get into your emails, be consistent and prolific. Pick that email marketing service and start your list building strategies today, because those strategies, guys, are going to be making you money in the future. What's going to help you replace your income, quit your job, and flip your life. Until next time, do whatever it takes. Take action and get after it so you can build a successful online business of your own. I'll see you next time.